just like I always say each and every week, I hope everyone has been safe. Hopefully everyone's family has remained safe. One thing I wanted to start off with is that, I thought our guys played hard and they played fast for each other. I thought the guys went out and did exactly what we needed to do to come away with a victory. Uh, it wasn't our clean. It wasn't as clean as I would like it to be, but I'm proud of the fact that we played team ball. I'm also proud of the fact that we're playing where we can get some of our backup players out there to evaluate them and watch them go to work. Another thing I just want to bring this up is, I just want to give special praises, and a shout out to Clark Hunt, Mark Donovan, Pat Mahomes, and all the other guys that helped make this happen. What a special day on Tuesday, a special day, a remarkable day in history for those guys to work it out and allow people to come in and have a great voting experience here at Arrowhead Stadium. That's something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. With that said, I'm all ears.
Let's go first to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Coach, good afternoon. I was wondering if you could shed whatever light you'd be willing to on how you're deciding right now whether you're going with Clyde in a series or Le'Veon, and is there a scenario where if it's a hot hand, they could get additional time? Just whatever you're willing to share on that front.
Well, I think more than anything, Clyde is our starter. Le'Veon's going to play, and you just allow the process to take care of itself. And the thing that you want to do is make sure that you're keeping up the opposing team off balance. At the end of the day, we just want to make sure that we're maximizing every opportunity when those guys are out there and making sure that we're keeping those guys fresh, but also, too, trying to throw the defense out of rhythm as well.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, obviously a trade at the deadline this week. I'm curious what your last conversation was with DeAndre and maybe where things didn't work out here in Kansas City.
I don't think anything didn't work out. I thought DeAndre did a heck of a job for us. He's the ultimate professional. The thing that you guys don't know, I've known this kid here since he was in high school. When I went back to Colorado, he was one of the kids that I first tried to recruit. So I thought he did an outstanding job of being a professional. Okay, on top of that, he showed up to work each and every day. And so, trades take place. We have a great GM and Brett Veach, and obviously, everybody has value. And so he worked out a deal that was beneficial, not only for us, but also for DeAndre.
Let's go next to Karen Kornacki. Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, Coach. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I have two things. The first thing is just about when you hear a trainer having COVID, just the reaction. I mean, the protocols all work. Chris Jones is back at practice. Everything worked fine. But when you first hear that news, is it almost jarring? Like, he's in touch with a lot of people, just as every coach would.
Well, and I'm sorry that you cut out, but one thing I will say, our organization, our coaching staff, the training room, everybody has done a remarkable job of just trying to make sure that they're keeping everyone safe. As far as all the other things, obviously, this is out there. But one thing I do trust is that our organization is doing whatever is needed to make sure that everyone is remaining safe. And so with that comes a great deal of responsibility and accountability. Starts with us as coaches. It goes as far up to Mark Donovan and Clark Hunt and all the way down to every other employee.
Go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Eric. I had a couple things for you kind of on different topics. I'll just ask one at a time. The first one is you told us a couple months ago about your mom really kind of giving you a kick in the rear, I think is the way you explained it, to go out and vote. Can you kind of describe what your Tuesday was like?
You know what? It was a day of voting, but you also got to understand it was a day of work. So we have an opponent to prepare for. I took care, me and my family, we took care of our vote a couple of weeks ago. So I was just excited about what was taking place, not only here, but also what was taking place around the country. But as far as the other stuff, we were locked in. We got a great challenge this week and a hell of an opponent that we're about to line up and play. So I wanted to make sure my focus was purely on the Carolina Panthers.
The second thing I wanted to ask you about was McCole Hardman. Obviously, he had a big day statistically on Sunday, but one specific play, that comeback route that he had on the 3rd and long, I know you guys have been working on with some things. Was that a sign maybe of some growth and progression that he's been able to make since he got here in Kansas City?
You know what, McCole has done some great things since he's been here. The thing that we just want him to do is keep striving to put consistent behavior on tape. That's the thing that we're all striving for. You know, I know it's not going to always be perfect, but one thing, in order to do that, we have to strive for perfection in order to achieve excellence. So we just want to continue to stay on him to keep showing exactly what he can do and what he's about. But more importantly, putting that type of behavior on tape each and every week is going to help him, all right, to become the player that we expect. But that starts in practice as well, more than anything.
We got 4 hands up. We'll go right down the line here, starting with Harold. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Coach.
What's up, Harold? How you doing?
Good, man. Doing well. And I thank you for those words on Tuesday. My father expressed the same about it, too. He's been voting since '64. My question to you from a football standpoint, you have coming off a game where Patrick Mahomes throws for 416 yards, but you have your 2 top runners run for 21 and 19. A couple games before, your runners are going for 200 yards, and then your passing game is limited, if you will, compared to what it normally is. How is you as an offensive coordinator just deal with the fact that, you know, you want balance, but the stats just don't show balance, even though you're winning?
I'll say this, Harold. First of all, we just want to find a way to win. That's the most important thing. All right. The stats and the numbers are going to take care of itself. Obviously, Pat had a great day. You know, our run game wasn't as effective as we would like it to be, but that's not going to keep us from pursuing, you know, or keep working at our run game. We want to make sure that we're a well-balanced team. But on top of that, like I said, these guys are good people who are great football players, but also understand the big picture. If one thing isn't working, you know what? And the other one is, guess what? We're going to play great complementary ball. So when that wasn't working, those guys did a heck of a job of picking up blitzes and protection and became reliable receivers on the perimeter. So Pat had a great day. Kudos to Pat. But on top of that, the Kansas City Chiefs found a way to win.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Eric, I've got a couple of things for you today. First of all, just wondering, is there anything you've learned about Clyde that maybe you didn't know when you drafted him after having coached him for a half a season now? And Brad, I'll have one follow-up for him when he's done.
You know what? That's actually a very good question. And the thing about it is, I had a little insight on Clyde for a long time. I've had a couple of friends that have been coaching at LSU for a number of years. So I kind of got my ears to the street down there on exactly what type of person, what type of player, the type of character that he is. So as far as learning something about him, nothing that I have learned. The thing that I am that finds me intriguing is that the kid works his tail off. You know, that's the thing that I respect and love about him. Now, is it always perfect? Not at all. Is he going to make a mistake? Yes, he is. He has a great coach in dealing that's going to correct him when those things are off tilt. But one thing I respect about the kid is that he comes to work each and every day. He puts his heart out on, and the only thing he wants to do is to find ways to get better.
Okay, and you talked earlier about how special, how meaningful Tuesday was to you. Can you elaborate on that? Why? Share with us why that's so important to you?
Well, I mean, just given, you know, if you think about it, and I can't imagine how many first-time voters had an opportunity to come to Arrowhead Stadium and have this experience and not have to wait in line. And, you know, just to have that experience. I mean, you know, you're at an NFL stadium. This is an NFL stadium that's open up to the general public to come in and vote. It's huge, you know, and to know that Clark Hunt and Mark Donovan and Pat all did a great job of making that happen. I mean, this is something that, you know, it never happened in my time. So in this day and age, it's historical, you know, not just here, but also in other places, in different cities where the other teams had that opportunity to open up that resource for their stadium as well.
Let's go last two. We'll go Sarin and then Darren. Go ahead, Sarin.
Coach, and I might have a follow-up here, but just overall, you know, the Raiders are the one team that kind of really got you down, right? Kind of 32 points, like not too bad, right? But still, how often, you know, we've seen everybody taking away the deep stuff. You've said, hey, Patrick's being patient. He was able to get some of the deep stuff here against the Jets. How often, I know you've always got to adjust and you guys always have different, you know, directions, paths you can take with a game plan, but how often are you guys on par with what they're going to throw at you, like as to whether or not it's going to be take away the top or take away the run. I know Harold was talking about it, and you guys have seemingly been able to go whichever direction you've needed to. But how often would you say you guys are accurate just over the course of a season of they came at you with what you thought they were coming at you with?
Well, Serena, I'll say this. As a coach, obviously we got one of the best coaches in this industry, and we make sure we turn everything over. We take a tremendous amount of pride in that as a staff. So our staff, we're pretty much dead on when we feel that we're going to get something. But also, too, there's no absolutes in anything in this game. So we always prepare our guys to expect the unexpected. Okay? Yes, we're going to give you everything that we know that they can possibly throw at us. But on top of that, we'll be fools to say that, hey, we got them. Nah, we don't have them, because we always got to prepare our guys to expect the unexpected and always have a contingency plan. And so when it's all said and done with, we want our guys to feel confident about going into each and every game, but also too, to make sure if there's a look that they quite haven't seen, make sure that we utilize our rules, focus on our fundamentals, and allow ourselves to execute with great attention to details. And that'll give us the best opportunity to be successful for that one particular play.
And then how much more difficult is it when you're dealing with a new staff, right? I mean, I know everybody's got their history and their background, and there are places you can go to take a look at what this guy did here and what this guy did there. But does it present more of a challenge when it's a new staff and you don't have as much of a record?
I'll say this. It's actually kind of funny because I've watched a few Baylor games. So it's been interesting watching some of the things that they do. And obviously some of that stuff has carried over. Coach Snow is a heck of a coach. You know, that whole entire coaching staff, they've done a great job. I mean, it's a reason why they're having the success that they're having. I mean, they got some young studs up front. I mean, this is a very, very good team. And the thing is, yeah, do they present a challenge because we haven't seen them play? Yeah, they do. But on top of that, it is our job to make sure that we're throwing everything at our guys so they can be ready, all right, for anything that possibly can show up.
We'll go last to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Coach. First of all, I hope you're doing well. You know, I generally ask you this from time to time when we're playing a team that has a top stud as a running back. What are your thoughts on Christian McCaffrey? I know he's a legacy son of Ed McCaffrey, but, you know, the professionalism, I know he's the highest paid running back in the game. What is it that you see that's special about him? And is there something that you would hope Clyde, looking on the sidelines, you know, maybe take away from his, you know, from what Christian does on the football field?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, his dad, I played against his dad in college, played against him all through the league, had an opportunity to recruit Christian when he was coming out of high school. We spent a little time with him. I shouldn't say a little time. He spent a lot of time with us up at Colorado because we were right down the street from him when I was there. Christian is a great kid who's an outstanding athlete who can do special things when that ball is in his hands. The thing that makes him special is his work ethics. And if you knew his parents, it would make sense. And if you knew his mother, it would all make sense because she runs the show. But I will say this, you know, as far as Clyde picking up things from other players, such as Christian, you always want those guys to have a great admiration of all these different guys that are playing all these different positions in the league that have played at the highest level, but also to continue to put that consistent behavior on tape. One thing I just want them to do is make sure they respect the opponent, but also too, you can always learn something from someone.
Coach EB, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. You guys have a great evening, great afternoon.